Cleveland Indians baseball. We're in Bloomington, Minnesota at Metropolitan Stadium, where the Cleveland Indians will take on the Minnesota Twins. Steve Dunning gets the start for Cleveland. He's made 7 starts. It is 2-1 with an ERA of 4.67. Facing him will be Tom Hall from Minnesota. He's made 3 starts on the year and is 4-0 with an ERA of 2.61. This is his second start against Cleveland. It's 80 degrees. Wind is 4 miles per hour out to right center, and we have light rain. It's Eddie Leon hitting .270 with 8 home runs and 38 runs batted in. It's fly ball to left field, and Brant Alia is there to make the catch. 1 out. Indian starting lineup will be Eddie Leon leading off at second base. Batting second is Ted Uhlaender in center field. Batting third is the catcher, Ray Fosse. Batting fourth, the left fielder, Roy Foster. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Tony Horton. Batting sixth, the right fielder, Chuck Hinton. Batting seventh, the third baseman, Greg Nettles. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Larry Brown. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Steve Dunning. Minnesota on defense has Rich Reese at first, Cesar Tovar at second, Leo Cardenas at short, Harmon Killebrew at third, Brant Alia in left, Jim Holt in center, Tony Oliva in right, Paul Ratliff catching, and Tom Hall on the mound. Since coming back from the All-Star break, Cleveland has won 2 out of their last 3. Sam McDowell won on Friday, getting his 16th win of the year. And yesterday, Steve Hargan made his first start since April. Pitched a complete game, going 13 innings. Had a very smooth motion. And he reported that he was not tired at all and he wasn't throwing many pitches. Had good command yesterday. Minnesota has lost 2 out of their last 3. They played Baltimore Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. They won Thursday night and lost on Friday and Saturday. Minnesota is currently in second place, 4 games behind California, and Cleveland in the American League East is in third place, 7.5 games behind Baltimore. Here's Ted Uhlaender. He's hitting .299, 7 home runs, 27 runs batted in. He came over to the Indians from Minnesota, along with Greg Nettles in the trade for Luis Tiant. He had been a regular for the Twins from 1966 to 1969. All right, and here we go. The 0-2 pitch. It's a fly ball out to right field. Tony Oliva is going back, and he's got it. 2 outs. Here's catcher Ray Fosse. He's hitting .340, 14 home runs, 50 runs batted in. Hitting .393 against Minnesota. It's fly ball at the center. Jim Holt drifting back, and he's got it. For the Indians in the first, 3 up and 3 down, nothing across. We go to the bottom of the first. Cleveland nothing, Minnesota coming to bat. Minnesota's starting lineup will be leading off is second baseman Cesar Tovar. Batting second, first baseman Rich Reese. Batting third, the right fielder Tony Oliva. Batting fourth, the third baseman Harmon Killebrew. Batting fifth, the left fielder Brandt Allier. Batting sixth, the catcher Paul Ratliff. Batting seventh, the center fielder Jim Holt. Batting eighth, the shortstop Leo Cardenas. Batting ninth, the pitcher Tom Hall. On defense, Cleveland will line up with Tony Horton at first, Eddie Leon at second, Larry Brown at short, Greg Nettles at third, Roy Foster in left, Ted Uhlaender in center, Chuck Hinton in right, Ray Fosse catching, and on the mound is Steve Dunning. Steve Dunning, their phenom, who was number 2 overall in the draft, came out of Stanford. This is his 8th start. He's a record of 2-1, an ERA of 4.70. Right now, the biggest thing that he is working on is his control. He's actually given up one more walk than strikeout. But he brings heat. The Indians won the first 2 games that he pitched. And then they lost the next 4. He took the loss in one of those games. 3 of those losses, the Indians lost by a run. And in his last time out, which was last Sunday, the Indians finally broke their losing streak against the Senators and the Red Sox. And Cleveland won that game, but Dunning didn't get a decision. Here is Cesar Tovar. He's hitting .324 with 5 home runs and 38 runs batted in. Here's a 2-0 pitch. It's a fly ball out to right field. Chuck Hinton is under it. He's got it. 1 out. Here is Rich Reese, first baseman, hitting .247 with 8 home runs and 58 runs batted in. The 0-2 pitch. Fly ball out to right. Hinton backing up, and he's got it. 2 outs. And here's Tony Oliva, hitting .307, 13 home runs and 48 runs batted in. Tony Oliva was the second player to be both the MVP and Rookie of the Year in the same year. He did it in 1964. The only other player to do it before him was Tom Tresh in 1962. Here's a 2-1 pitch. He hits a fly ball to right field. Hinton's there, and he's got it. Chuck Hinton was busy this inning, making all 3 putouts. Nothing across for the Twins. We go to the second, no score. For Cleveland in the second will be Roy Foster, Tony Horton, and Chuck Hinton. Roy Foster's hitting .245 with 11 home runs and 37 runs batted in. He's hitting .116 in June. He hits a fly ball in the center field. That's a base hit. Let's see, Tom Hall. Tom Hall pitched in 11 games in 1968 and was in 28 games last year, starting 17, and he had a record of 5-9. This year he has a record of 4-0. This is his fourth start, and he has a 4-game winning streak right now. Here's Tony Horton, hitting .268 with 8 home runs and 25 runs batted in. Horton's had a couple of injuries this year. Swing and a miss, strike one. Last season he played in all but one game. This year this is his 42nd game this year, and the Indians this is in game number 90 for the Indians, so he's played in less than half of the games so far this season. The 0-1 pitch, low, ball one. Strike two called. It's the 1-2 pitch. Fly ball down the left field line. Elliott is there, and he makes a catch on the track. 1 out. Here is Chuck Hinton hitting .324 with 6 home runs and 24 runs batted in. Hinton expected to be a utility player this year, but he's been getting some ample playing time due to injuries to Ted Uhlaender. High and inside, ball one. It's a line drive in the left, base hit. Foster stays at second. You need to have one out, runners on first and second, and here is Greg Nettles, sitting .263, 21 home runs and 52 runs batted in. He came over to the Indians from the Twins as part of the Louis Tiant deal. And he is between his power hitting, he's now hitting for a decent average as well. After a slow start, he plays an excellent third base. It's been an excellent pickup for the Indians. He hits a fly ball into right field. Tony Oliva near the line. He's got it. 2 outs. Foster stays at second. Here's Larry Brown, sitting .250, no home runs, 5 runs batted in. Another guy who was scheduled to be a utility player, but he got more playing time than he expected when Jack Heidemann was injured early in the season. Alvin Dark-City's given him the start today because he hits lefties a little bit better than Heidemann. They're giving Heidemann a little break. Ball one. It's a liner down the left field line. Foul ball. Alvin Dark actually is pretty satisfied with Heideman's performance this year. His defense hasn't been bad. He is improving on offense. He just needs to cut down on his strikeouts. Too high, ball two. Ball three. The Indians have several young players that look like they may do some good things for them in the future, and Heideman is one of those guys, along with players like Fossey and Leone and Foster and Nettles. Brown hits fly ball in the left field. Alia at the line, he's got it. That's 3 outs. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. Go to the bottom of the second, no score. Facing Steve Dunning in the second will be Harmon Killebrew, Brant Elie, and Paul Ratliff. Harmon Killebrew hitting .304 with 27 home runs and 71 runs batted in. This guy is turning into one of the all-time greats. He was a bonus baby back in 1954. So he essentially had to stay with the Washington Senators until midway through the 1956 season. Then at 57, at 58, he played a few games with the Senators. Came back up for good from the minors in 1959. He's a lifetime .272 hitter. He has 450 career home runs. Right now, he's second in the American League for home runs. He's hitting .214 against Cleveland. 3-2 pitch, ball 4. Dunning can bring the heat, but he is working on his control. Here is Brant Elie. He's hitting .321, 16 home runs, 43 runs batted in. He came over to the Twins from the new Washington Senators. Last season on the second place Senators team, he raised his batting average from .229 to .258, which he gave Ted Williams some of the credit for that. And he has turned into a good hitter this year. Ball 1. That's below the belt. Strike 1. Right now, Dunning is throwing nothing but fastballs. It's a fly ball down the left field line. Foster going back near the track. He's got it. 1 out. Killebrew retreats back to first. Here's Paul Ratliff sitting .280. 3 home runs, 9 runs batted in. Ratliff got into 23 games, 25 at bats in 1963 with the Twins, and he has been in the minor leagues ever since until this year. He's 26 years old. So he was a teenager when he had a cup of coffee back in '63. Ball 1. Ball 2. Swing and a miss, strike 1. foul down the right field line. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ball 3, full count. Strike 3, swing and a miss. Strikeout number 1 for Dunning. 2 outs, and here's Jim Holt. He's hitting .270, 3 home runs, and 22 runs batted in. Fouls it back, strike 1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Down low, ball 1. That was a changeup. It's a slow bouncer to first. Horton tosses it to Dunning, and it's 3 outs. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. We played 2 in Minnesota, no score. For Cleveland in the third will be Dunning, Leone, and Eulander. Steve Dunning, he is 2 for 14 on the season with 1 double, hitting .143. Strike 3. He's called out on strikes. Here's Eddie Leone, who's 0 for 1. 3-2 pitch. Hits a grounder to third. Killebrew up with it. Throw to first. Bang, bang, play. They got him. 2 outs. Here is Ted Eulander's 0 for 1. He flied to deep right center. His first time up. Sitting .275 in July. The 2-0 pitch. It's base hit into right field. Leafa fires it back in. Eulander, ooh. He's limping, and the trainer is out there. And he is going to have to leave the game. They're sending Vada Pinson out to pinch run for him. Members of the Indians were a little upset that Vada Pinson and Greg Nettles did not make the All-Star team. Fosse was elected to be a starter, but the only reserve player selected from Cleveland was Sam McDowell. Here's Fosse. He's 0 for 1. Hitting .291 in July. Inside, ball 1. Fosse is 3rd in batting average in the American League. 2-0 pitch. It's a grounder down the first base line. That's foul. Strike 2 called. Pops it up. Cardenas calls for it, and he's out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the third. It is Cleveland nothing, Minnesota nothing. Vada Pinson stays in the game to play center field. And facing Dunning in the third will be Leo Cardenas, Tom Hall, and Cesar Tovar. Leo Cardenas hitting .245, 9 home runs, 35 runs batted in. He came over to Minnesota at the end of the 1968 season from the Cincinnati Reds. Cincinnati, he was known as Chico Cardenas. And spoiler alert, Leo Cardenas is a future member of the Cleveland Indians. Here's the 3-2 pitch, ball 4. Cardenas takes first. Here's Tom Hall. He's hitting .313. 5 for 16 with no home runs and 1 run batted in. He's an excellent bunter. Infield's playing for the bunt. Lays one down. Nettles picks it up. Throws it first. Not in time. He has a hit. Runners on first and second. Nobody out. His first hit of the game for Minnesota. Here is Cesar Tovar. He is 0 for 1. Flied out to Chuck Hinton at first. Ball 1. It's a bouncer to first. Horton has it. He'll take it himself. 1 out. And the runners advance. Cardenas third and Tom Holland second. Here's Rich Reese, 0 for 1. He flew out to Hinton. 1 out. 2 men in scoring position. Dunning is in a jam. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. High, ball 1. That was high, ball 2. It's a bouncer to first. Horton. He'll take it himself. Cardenas score. And Hall advances to third. Reese is out on the fielder's choice. 2 outs, and Tony Oliva steps in. He also flew out to Chuck Hinton in the first inning. All 3 of the Twins flew out to Hinton. Runner on third, 2 outs. He's hitting .244 with a home run with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. Ball 1. Little high, ball 2. Swing and a miss, strike 1. It's a fly ball center. Pinson drifting back. That's gone. Home run, number 14 for Tony Oliva. He got a hanging curveball there. And the Twins go up 3-0. Here's Harmon Killebrew. He walked his first time up. The 1-2 pitch. It's fly ball center. Pinson's there, and he has it. But the Twins get 3 runs, 2 hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We have played 3. It's the Twins 3 and the Indians nothing. Let's take a look around the league. Bottom of the 6th at Yankee Stadium in the first game of a doubleheader. Yankees lead the Angels 3-1. Roy White hit his 12th home run. That is Mike Kekich against Andy Messersmith. Bottom of the 7th at Fenway Park. It's the A's 2, the Red Sox 1. Reggie Jackson hit his 21st home run. That is Mike Nagy against Mudcat Grant. Top of the 6th in Washington. Brewers 6, Senators 2. Mike Epstein of Washington hit his 15th home run. That is Humphreys against Schellenbach. Top of the 5th in Kansas City, where the Indians played Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Tigers lead the Royals 1-0. That is Joe Niekro against Bob Johnson. Bottom of the 7th at brand new Three Rivers Stadium. Reds lead the Pirates 4-2. Johnny Bench 3 for 4. That is Don Gullett against Orlando Pena. Top of the 4th at Comiskey Park. I think that's a doubleheader too. Orioles lead the White Sox 9-0. Don Buford hit his 22nd home run. That is Tom Phoebus against Magnuson. Bottom of the third in St. Louis. Cardinals lead the Braves 5-0. Carl Taylor of St. Louis hit his 9th home run. That is Mike Torres against George Stone. Bottom of the third in the Astrodome. It's the Astros 2, the Cubs 1. That is Denny LeMaster against Bill Hands. Bill Hands is going for his 13th win. For the Indians in the fourth, it will be Roy Foster, Tony Horton, and Chuck Hinton. Foster is 1-for-1 with a single. The 1-2 pitch. It's fly ball to left field. Valia is there. He's got it. 1 out. Here's Tony Horton, 0-for-1. He flied deep down the left field line. The 0-2 pitch. He hits fly ball to left field. Alia is there, and he has it. That's his 6th putout of the game so far. Indians made 11 outs in the game so far, and Alia's made 6 of them. Here's Chuck Hinton, who's 1-for-1. He singled last time up. Strike 3, caught the corner. Nothing across for the Indians in the top of the fourth. It's Minnesota 3, Cleveland nothing. Minnesota has 3 runs, 2 hits, no errors. They've left 1 man on base. Cleveland has no runs, 3 hits, no errors. They've left 3 men on. It'll be Brant Alia, Paul Ratliff, and Jim Holt in the fourth. Brant Alia, he's 0-for-1. He flied out deep to left field. It's fly ball in the left field. Going back, and it's gone. That is home run number 17 for Alia. That is his 6th home run against the Indians. Alia continues to rip Cleveland pitching. Let's see what he's doing against Cleveland. Yeah, he's hitting .389 with 6 home runs, 7 runs batted in. 14 for 36 with 2 doubles and 6 home runs. Yeah, I'd say he's ripping Cleveland pitching. Here's Paul Ratliff. He's 0-for-1 today. The 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Here's Jim Holt, the center fielder. He's 0-for-1. It's fly ball center field. Pinson drifting back. And he's got it. 2 outs. Here's Leo Cardenas. He walked his last time up. He scored as well. It's a base hit in the left field. That ball, yeah, got past Larry Brown. He got a late start on it. Here's Tom Hall. He is 1-for-1. He bunted for a single in the 3rd inning. Just below the belt, strike 1. Too high, ball 1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Strike 3, in there at the knees. But they get 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. They left 1 on base. After 4, Minnesota 4, Cleveland nothing. For Cleveland in the 5th, it will be Greg Nettles, Larry Brown, and Steve Dunning. Nettles is 0-for-1 today. 2-2 pitch. They cut the corner. Strike 1. Strike 3. 1 out. Here's Larry Brown, who's 0-for-1. It's a 2-2 pitch. That caught the black. Strike 3 called. 2 outs. Here's Dunning. He's 0 for 1. He struck out his last time up. 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Hall strikes out the side in the 5th. Nothing across. Go to the bottom of the 5th. It is Minnesota 4, Cleveland nothing. And it is an official game. For Minnesota in the 5th will be Tovar, Reese, and Oliva. Tovar is 0 for 2 today. It's the 2-1 pitch. It's a base hit into left field. Foster tosses it back in. And it's Rich Reese. He's 0 for 2, and in the 3rd inning, he grounded into a fielder's choice and drove in a run. High, ball 1. Ball 2. No, it's just below the belt. Strike 1. Pick out the first. Tovar is back. The 2-1 pitch. It's a bouncer down the first base line. Foul. It's 2-2. Down and away. Ball 3. Full count. He fouls it back. Ball 4. Runners on first and second. Nobody out. Here's Tony Oliva, 1 for 2. He hit a 2-run homer in the 3rd. At the knee, strike 1. It's grounded down the first base line. That's foul. The 0-2 pitch. Fly ball down the right field line, but that makes the seats. Oliva broke his bat, and he is getting a replacement. Fly ball down the left field line. Foster chases it, but that makes the seats. No balls, 2 strikes. Too high, ball 1. It's a slow roller to short. Brown to second for 1. To first, double play. 6-4-3 double play. Here's Harmon Killebrew, who's 0 for 1. And he had a walk. High and outside, ball 1. Fly ball down the left field line. Foster's after it. And he has it in foul territory. Dunning pitches his way out of the jam. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. After 5, it is Minnesota 4, Cleveland nothing. For the Indians in the 6th, it will be Eddie Leon, Pinson, and Fosse. Eddie Leon is 0 for 2 today. 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3. That is strikeout number 6 for Tom Hall. Sveta Pinson. First time up, the 0-1 pitch. It's fly ball to left field. Elliott near the wall, and he's got it. 2 outs. Tom Hall making a spot start today, but he is pitching pretty well. The Indians have had decent luck with their spot starters as well. Dick Ellsworth and Mike Paul each did a decent job pitching in a spot start. Here's Ray Fosse, who's 0 for 2. Strike 3. Ratliff drops it. He has to throw to first. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. We have played 5.5. It is Minnesota 4, Cleveland nothing. There's some activity in the Indians bullpen. Fred Lasher is warming up. Brian Elliott, he's 1 for 2. He had a solo home run in the 4th. Strike 3. Strikeout number 4 for Dunning. Elliott is called out on strikes. Here is Ratliff, the 0-2 pitch. It's a base hit in the right field. Here comes Elvin Dark, and that's going to be all for Steve Dunning. Coming in to pitch will be Fred Lasher. Lasher's making his 22nd appearance. He is 3-0 with 3 saves with an ERA of 3.86. He has 22 walks and 32 strikeouts in 37 1/3 innings. Here's Jim Holt, who's 0 for 2. Strike 1 called. Low, ball 1. Ball 2. Ball 3, 3 balls and 1 strike. Ball 4. Runners on first and second. 1 out. Here's Leo Cardenas, who's 1 for 1. He has a single and a walk. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. That's high. Ball 1. Ball 2. It's a base hit in the right field. Ratliff rounds third. He'll hold. Twins have the bases loaded. 1 out. And the pitcher, Tom Hall, is up. He's 1 for 2. He bunted for a single and he struck out. These are playing up for the bunt. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. He fouls it back. Fosse's after it, but it makes the seats. Inside, ball 1. Low, ball 2. Strike 3 called. First strikeout for Lasher. 2 outs. They have the bases loaded, and here's Cesar Tovar. He is 1 for 3. He had a single in the 5th. He's 2 for 10 with the bases loaded. Inside, ball 1. He got a piece of it. Strike 1. It's a base hit in the left field. Foster's up with it. Ratliff scores. Holt rounding third. He'll score. And Minnesota is up, goes up 6-0. Here's Rich Reese, who's 0 for 2. Ball 1 low. Strike 1. Ball 2. Outside, ball 3. Hits a bouncer to third. Nettles up with it. throw to first, and that'll do it for the Twins. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, 2 left. After 6, it's Minnesota 6, Cleveland nothing. In the 7th inning for Cleveland, it will be Roy Foster, Tony Horton, and Chuck Hinton. Roy Foster is 1 for 2 today. He singled in the 2nd inning. Hits a fly ball in the left field. Elia is there, and he's got it. 1 out. Here's Tony Horton. He's 0 for 2. The 1-2 pitch. Strike 3. The ball gets past Ratliff. But he gets it, and he has to throw to first. 2 outs. Strikeout number 8 for Tom Hall. Here's Chuck Hinton. He is 1 for 2. He singled in the 2nd. 2-1 pitch. It's bounced to third. Killebrew has it. Throw to first. That's 3 outs. Nothing across for the innings in the top of the 7th. It is Minnesota 6, Cleveland nothing. Take a look around the league again. Final at Yankee Stadium in Game 1 of the doubleheader. The Yankees 4, the Angels 2. Jim Spencer of California hit his 10th home run. Mike Kekich gets the win. He's 4-2. Andy Messersmith gets the loss. He is 8-4. Final at Fenway. A's 2, the Red Sox 1. Chuck Dobson gets the win. He's 11-12. Mike Nagy takes a loss. He is 5-5. Bottom of the 8th in Kansas City. Royals 4, Tigers 1. Lou Piniella's 3 for 4. That is Reed against Johnson. Final in Pittsburgh. Pirates 6, Reds 4. Roberto Clemente hit his 13th home run. Isaiah Costa gets the win. He's 1-1. And Clay Carroll gets the loss. He is 3-3. Bottom of the 7th in St. Louis. Cardinals 5, Braves 1. It's Mike Torres against George Stone. And the top of the 7th in the Astrodome. Cubs 5, Astros 3. It's Bill Hands against George Culver. For the Twins in the bottom of the 7th, it will be Tony Oliva, Harmon Killebrew, and Brent Elia. Oliva is 1 for 3. He hit a 2-run homer in the 3rd. Here's a 2-2 pitch. It's a bouncer up the middle. Brown to his left. Throw to first. 1 out. Here's Harmon Killebrew, who's 0 for 2. And he had a walk. 2-2 pitch. It's bouncer to third. Nettles up with it. Has a lot of time. Throws it to first. 2 outs. And here is Brent Elia, who is 1 for 3. He had a solo home run in the 4th. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. Here's Paul Ratliff, who's 1 for 3. He singled in the 6th. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. It's base hit in the right field. Hinton has it. Elia rounds second, and he will take third. Twins have runners at the corners with 2 outs. Eddie Leon didn't get a good jump on that ball. And it's Jim Holt, who is 0 for 2 with a walk. He scored last time up in the 6th. Ball 1. Ball 2. Ball 3. Strike 1. Fouls it back. Strike 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on first and third. Here's the payoff pitch. Let's pop up first base side. Horton after it, but it makes the seats. Strike 3 called. And Lasher gets out of a jam. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. We have played 7 in Minnesota. It's the Twins 6, the Indians nothing. 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors, 7 left on base for Minnesota. No runs, 3 hits, no errors, 3 men left on base for the Indians. It'll be Nettles, Brown, and Lasher in the 8th. Nettles is 0 for 2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 out. That's strikeout number 9 for Hall. Here's Larry Brown, who is 0 for 2. Strike 3. He tipped it, but Ratliff held on. Pinch hitting for Lasher, it will be Rich Rollins. Rich Rollins, the pride of Parma, Ohio. The same city where I grew up. He played for the Minnesota Twins from 1961 until 1968. And then went to the Pilots in the expansion draft. He had several good years with the Twins early in his, especially early in his career. Also played with the Twins in the 1965 World Series. Let's see. Who's going to warm up for Cleveland? Rick Austin warming up. Rollins, he's hitting .091 with 1 home run and 2 runs batted in. As a pinch hitter, he is 1 for 10 with a home run. 2 RBIs. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Right at the knee, strike 3. That is strikeout number 11 for Tom Hall. Nothing across for the Indians. In the 8th, we go to the bottom of the 8th. Minnesota 6, Cleveland nothing. Rick Austin's coming in to pitch. He's making his 11th appearance of the season. He is 0-1 with 1 save, 3.86 ERA. In 23 and a third innings, he's given up 30 hits, 5 home runs. He's walked 7, and he has struck out 22. Opposing hitters are hitting .313 against him. It'll be Cardenas, Hall, and Tovar. Cardenas is 2 for 2 with a pair of singles and a walk. It's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Pinch hitting for Tom Hall is Bob Allison. Bob Allison, he was the Rookie of the Year in 1959 with the Washington Senators. was a regular with the Senators and Twins from 1959 to 1968, except for 1966, really, when he had some injury problems, and he became a part-time player last year. He has 276 career home runs. Not too bad. He's had a good career. Here's the 3-1 pitch, ball 4. Here's Cesar Tovar, 2 for 4 with a pair of singles. He drove in 2 runs in the 6th inning. Fouls it back, strike 1. Ball 1. Ball 2. Call was a little late. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. In the dirt, ball 3. Full count. It's a base hit in center field. Allison stops at second. Here's Rich Reese, who's over 3 today. He's sitting .314 with 3 home runs with runners in scoring position. Fouls it back, strike 1. Ball 1. It's strike 2. That's high. Ball 2. Seventh inning at Comiskey Park, the Orioles lead the White Sox 14-2. It's a base hit in the center field. Allison rounds third. Pinson bobbles it. Tovar takes third. Reese moves to second. It's error number 5 for Vada Pinson on the season. Runners on second and third. They're going to intentionally walk Tony Oliva. Here's Harmon Killebrew, who's over 3. It's 3 for 8 with a home run with the bases loaded. Ball 1. Ball 2. He tipped that one. Strike 1. That caught the corners. Strike 2. Strike 3 called. 2 outs. And here is Brent Elia. It's 1 for 3 with a solo home run in the 4th inning. Outside, ball 1. Too low, ball 2. He swung at a pitch that was outside, strike 1. Ball that gets past Fosse. Tovar scores. Reese and Oliva advance. Calling that a pass ball. Minnesota 8, Cleveland nothing. Ball 4. Bases loaded. Dick Ellsworth starts to warm up. And Danny Thompson will be pinch hitting. Danny Thompson, he's a rookie. Came up on the 25th of June. He's He's hitting 167, no home runs, and 2 runs batted in. It's a pop-up. Third base side. Nettles after it, but it makes the seats. Strike one. Ball one. It's a fly ball in right field. Hinton is there, and he's got it. But Minnesota gets 2 runs. 1, 2. 2 hits. 1 error. They left 2. Go to the 9th inning. Minnesota 8, Cleveland nothing. Coming in to pitch is Ron Peronowski. He's making his 41st appearance of the season. He is 4-6 with 13 saves, ERA of 3.65. He has walked 42 and he struck out 33. I remember him when he was with the Dodgers. He was a pretty good relief pitcher with LA. And new catcher for Minnesota, Tom Tuschinski. Tuschinski's a rookie. He got into 13 games last season, and this will be his 11th game this season. It'll be Leone, Pinson, and Fossey in the 9th for Cleveland. Full count. Strike 3 called. It's Vada Pinson. He's 0 for 1. He flied out to left field, or left center. The 2-0 pitch. It's a long fly ball in the right field, going back, and it's gone. Home run, number 18 for Vada Pinson. And it's 8-1. Here's Ray Fossey, he's 0 for 3. It's the 3-1 pitch. Ball 4. It's Roy Foster. He is 1 for 3 with a single. He's hitting 130 in July. Ball 1. It's a fly ball to left field. Alia is there, and he's got it. 2 outs. Cleveland's down to their final out, and it's Tony Horton, who's 0 for 3. Foster got off to a real hot start in April and May. He cooled off in July. Horton's hitting 239 in July. It's in there at the knee. Strike 1. Ball 1. It's fly ball, left field. Alia's there, and he's got it. That's the game. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, no one left. Final score from Bloomington, Minnesota. The Twins 8, the Indians 1. Tom Hall gets the win. He is 5-0. And Steve Dunning takes the loss. He is 2-2. It was 8 runs, 11 hits, no errors for Minnesota. 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error for Cleveland. Minnesota left 10 on base. Cleveland left 4. Star of the game is Tom Hall. Hall made a spot start. He pitched 8 innings, gave up 3 hits, didn't walk anybody, and he struck out 11. He pitched a heck of a game. And Steve Dunning pitched 5 1/3. Gave up 6 hits, 5 runs. They were all earned. He gave up 2 home runs. He walked 3. He struck out 4. Cesar Tovar went 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs. Leo Cardenas 2 for 3. Brant Alia 1 for 3 with a home run and 2 walks. And for the Indians, coming off the bench, Veda Pinson was 1 and 2, or 1 for 2 with a home run. Report from the clubhouse is that Ted Uhlaender won't miss any time. Time of the game was 3 hours and 27 minutes. Once again, our final score, Minnesota 8, Cleveland 1. Hope you enjoyed this game, even though the Indians didn't look all that great today, but they're not going to win them all. Once again, I hope you enjoyed the game, and thank you for watching.